What's with these guys?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Red United TV. It's your boy Ivorian Spice here to deliver you the latest Manchester United news as always, guys. But before we even kick off, guys, make sure you subscribe to Red United TV and, of course, become a member and join the Red United TV community. And, of course, follow Red United TV on Instagram to continue to hit that 16,000 follower mark as well. And for those who want to follow me personally, you can always follow me on Twitter, Ivorian_Spice, same as also personal Instagram account, and follow Red United TV on Twitch. But guys, there's so much to talk about. There's a lot, you can see me smiling because we're coming close to near of the start of the season. But at the same time, the biggest news so far for Manchester United, the title is there. Manchester United finally have a new striker. And of course, you guys heard the news regarding Maguire and Scott McTominay. We will definitely talk about it. But before we get started, let's bring in the Mandem. Of course, they're all here. The Mandem are here. Jerome and Ems are here, guys. Make sure you guys post all your questions Manchester United related. Big up to those who have just tuned in right now. Big up to, of course, Jesse Uptown, my guy, my Don from South London himself. Of course, West Ham bid 30 million for Maguire. And remember to subscribe as we continue to go along as well. And of course, Jesse Uptown says, but Hojlund is not match fit for the first two games. We've heard that already. Like, it's just disappointing, not have your striker that you spent all this money on ready as well. We've been chasing him for the last 2 weeks trying to tie this deal, and we have found out that he's injured, bro. You know what? Big up to everyone that's just tuning in right now. Ems, Jerome, let's get cracking because Manchester United have finally got a number 9. This ain't no 37-year-old striker, a 33 or 34-year-old striker that constantly gets injured, or a striker that's 30 or something like that. This is the first time Manchester United signed a striker under the age of 20 since Martial. So this is a striker with longevity, a bag of potential that can go all over the place. Manchester United completing a 72 million deal, 64 million up front and 8 million add-on, based on performance related, all the way until 2028, of course, with the option for the club to extend it for a year. As always, the club always puts that little clause on. Luckily, they won't be activating Maguire's clause anytime soon. I think they're going to get rid of that. But big up to you, man, as well, man. No, he's got a 1-year extension. I know he wants that to be activated, but I don't think Ten Hag will activate it. But let's start off with the new striker, guys. I'm going to start off with you, Ems. Thoughts on Rasmus Hojlund the new striker, the new Scandinavian striker for Manchester United. You know, people say we're mimicking or we're copying Man City. They've got a bold-headed manager. We've got a bold-headed manager. They went to sign a Scandinavian striker. We also went to sign a Scandinavian striker. We want to play for free possession-based football. Yeah, so does City, you know. But the one thing they have is that they're far superior in their project. I'm going to start off with you, Ems. Your thoughts on Rasmus Hojlund?
Well, this is madness, but I'm not gonna lie to you. This man's unknown, blood. I'm not gonna lie to you, like, but I'm gonna give him a chance. You know what I mean? We can't do any worse. I feel like he's 20-year-old. This is potential. This is a project. This is a long-term view. I think hopefully he can give us longevity and be injury-free, unlike certain Martial. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I think we needed a striker. We've got one in the building. Hopefully we can develop him and be a complete striker. But the clips I've seen on YouTube, and obviously I'm not a big fan of watching people on YouTube, because obviously people only put their best compilations on there, innit? But you know, I see his record for, is it Denmark? Denmark, innit? I could get mixed up Denmark and Norway, but Denmark, he scored 6 in 6, isn't it, or something like that?
Yep, he's got a good record when it comes to
6
Denmark.
6. So if we talk about that, that's fine. But if we're talking about the Italian football, it's 9 goals. Like, it's a bit mad. But you know, coming from Italy to England, it might do him good, because Italian defending is tough and physical. So that might help him adapt to the Premier League. So let's go. And he's quite a tall lad. He's got a good physique. So I'm just hoping, you know, that he can you know, make an impact. You know what I mean? And obviously, let's not burn him out as well, man. Let's make sure we take him in and out and stuff like that. So let's hope that, you know, Rashford can stay fit, and the other guy, the other Frenchman that's very unreliable, can at least, you know, don't break down very often. You know what I'm saying?
Get himself out of bed without getting injured.
Yeah, I know. Just when brushing his teeth, he gets himself pulls a hammy, bro.
So yeah, that's what I like
can't stay fit. Go on.
That's what I like to say about. How do you pronounce his man's name?
Hojlund.
Hojlund. Yeah.
With a silent J.
Exactly. I think he even pronounced it in his interview for Manchester United yesterday, which has been released. For those who haven't seen it, go onto the Manchester United app or the Manchester United website. You'll get to see Hojlund's first interview. I'm gonna go to you, Jerome. Thoughts on Hojlund, our new striker, 20 years old, 6'3".
Yeah, it's a very, very exciting signing for us. Like you said, it's the first time in years since we've got a young striker for the future. And yeah, he's a bit of an unknown quantity because of his age, obviously, and the fact that he hasn't spent long at Atalanta. So it's going to be a bit of a risky signing, but I'm just happy that we've got a manager like Erik ten Hag that's got history of developing young talent. So if this actually bangs and he starts improving year by year, then he could be with us. He could be our main striker for years to come, and that will be money well spent. Like you said, we're not in the market to just be buying old past strikers that just come for the money to chill. We're trying to develop something for the future. So he's definitely a future signing for the future. He's not a finished article, so it's one of them ones where we can't expect too much of him in his first season and put too much pressure on him. He might not even start every game. He might be used sparingly and kind of just like take turns with Rashford. I think we're going to probably have to use Rashford up front in some games, and they can sort of learn off each other. So I think Erik ten Hag's got the right idea in looking to the future and not just looking at the immediate side of things. But I still think that we're short up front, even with Hojlund in. So that's something for the manager to look at in the transfer window. But like Em said, he looks like he's got the attributes that are required to be able to handle the physicalities of the Premier League. So yeah, it's going to be intriguing to see. But yeah, I'm very excited for this signing. And yeah, I think he's at the right environment to develop and get to the next level. He looks like he's up for the challenge. He had a strong desire to come to the club, which is good. We need to start getting players that really want to come to the club and not just come and chill in the money. So I'm very enthusiastic and I can't wait to see him play. Obviously, it's a shame that he's not match fit, and he might miss the first 2-3 games of the season. But when he comes, hopefully he can just slot straight in seamlessly and just adapt to the way the manager wants to play and just hit the ground running. Obviously, I'm cautiously optimistic that he can do that, but then again, I am going to be a realist. I'm not expecting to score 20, 30 goals in his first season.
Mm-hmm.
But if he can get 10 to 15 Premier League goals in his first season, that'll be a great conversion rate in his first season as a young striker under the age of 20, 21. So, yeah, it's exciting times, really. And I hope that we can follow that example and start buying a lot of good young talent for the future and actually grow something so that we can actually look to start developing a team that can challenge for league titles for the long term. So that's what I'm looking at. Because obviously right now, we're not a title-winning squad right now.
Yep.
So
we're not.
We've got to be, it's going to require a lot of patience and this hope that in the next 2 to 3 years, we're up there challenging consistently with a squad that's capable of being at the top and getting into latter stages of major competitions.
Dude, what a wonderful thing you just said. And one of the key things as well, especially Jesse Uptime mentioned is that so he's a well-rounded striker. Rare to see that in today's market. A striker that can actually take on his man. He's also one of his key strengths is dribbling as well. So having a striker that can dribble and probably create his own goals out of nothing is good for Manchester United. A striker that also can fight, in terms of hold play, but one of his weakest is actually the hold up play, guys. I've gone around, looked at him, looked at his stats, looked at his strengths and weaknesses. Hold up play is a bit of a problem, but that can always be improved because at the end of the day, he's got the physique. He's 6'3", and of course, you got Eric Ten Hag that's coaching him. I have absolutely no doubt that he can become a solid gem. Right now he's a rough cut diamond. You just have to mold it into the perfect gem. And Ten Hag can do that, man. Again, the pace as well, frightening quick from what we've heard and from the videos that we've seen. And as well, his movement is key. And movement is key when you play up front. I can understand the likeness between Haaland and Hojlund because, of course, their movement is key. And they're very good finishers. But, of course, Haaland is the complete forward at the age of, 22, 23, which is quite scary. I'll be honest with you guys, my expectations, 10, 15 goals, I'm happy with that. Ems, your thoughts, would you be happy with, what's your expectation of Haaland? 10, 15 goals or just 10 goals or something? What's your expectation?
In all competitions or just in the Prem?
Just in all competition, general.
I think if he can get 10 in the Prem and 10 ever somewhere else, whether it's 5 in the Carabao or 5 in the FA Cup or 10 in the league and then 5 in the Champions League and 5 in the FA Cup, then I think she'd get 20 goals in his first season. I don't think that'd be a bad return for someone that's 20 and that's not always gonna hopefully be playing week in, week out due to his age and coming to another country, even though he speaks English, but to adapt and move in house and we don't know if his family's gonna come over or he's gonna live alone. There's more to just being a footballer. There's more to it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? We've got to take that into consideration. And I think some people in the media don't take that into consideration. But when it's like the golden boy Harry Kane, they already got the excuses saying, why do you want to go Germany? It's a sideways move and to win a trophy in Germany? Like, it's better to break Shearer's record and obviously he's got wife and he's got kids. Like, why do you want to go to Germany? You know what I'm saying? So this aspect, Hojlund is still a boy. So, we've got to take these things into consideration.
So what are you saying regarding the Harry Kane? It's like keep Hojlund, sign Hojlund and then wait for Harry Kane at the end of the season to get him on a free to join that strike force.
No, that's just another 30-year-old again. I've had enough of that short-term shit. But hey, the media might say, hey, he's only 31.
Anything when it comes to that guy.
Yeah, anything to come with English, bro. Anyone that's English is all right. But when it's a firm man, nah, nothing for long term. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Jesse Otton says Hojlund 25 goals in all competition. That's what he's expecting. That's a lot, for someone.
He's saying that goal assists, goals and assists.
GA. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, GA.
25 GA goals and
That's not
assists
bad.
in all competitions. That's not bad. That's like what,
Yeah.
10 goals or maybe 15 assists or 15 goals, 10 assists. Let's see what he can do, because again, his link up play needs to be improved. But Ten Hag's the man for it, you know.
But let's be honest though. Let's be honest though. The defending in Italy is much harder than the defending in England. Some of the defending is comedy, mate. So
yeah, but one thing's for sure: our midfield and attacking players, they need to start creating more chances. If we're not creating the chances, then Hojlund's not going to get. He's not going to get 20 goals in all comps, which we hope he would get in his first season. So we need to improve our attacking play in the final third for sure. We can't expect Hojlund to just come in as a young kid to just start making his own goals. So yeah, that's something for the manager to work on as well.
Most definitely, man. But moving on for Hojlund, you know, because I was going to ask how crucial Rashford will be in terms of his development and bedding him in. But we've gone past our discussion mark, which is the 15-minute discussion mark. Moving on for Hojlund, of course, there was news that's broke out from all social media sites. You know, Sky Sports News released it. Fabrizio Romano mentioned it as well, which involves Harry Maguire and also Scott McTominay, McMayo, and of course Captain Slabbert, the fridge himself. Of course, West Ham are in direct negotiation and direct contact with Manchester United regarding a 30 million bid for Harry Maguire, and we all know that a 25 million, or was it 20 million bid, was rejected about approximately a week or 2 weeks ago from West Ham, with Manchester United having a 35 million valuation, which West Ham has gone up by an extra 10, 5 minutes short from it. And of course, we're hearing that also they've given Manchester United 60 million take it or leave it bid. Whether it's take or leave it, that's also questioned. That's a question mark. That's a question mark for you guys. So don't just take everything that I say, you know. But yeah, as I was saying, 60 million pound for both Scott McTominay and Harry Maguire. Guys, what are you telling me, guys? Like, should Manchester United, what's Manchester United negotiating anymore? Like, this is the best deal they can ever get for Max Mayo, Max Shit, if people call him as well. Of course,
Max Shadow.
No, Max Shadow. Of course, the guy hides behind people's shadows and try to make it look like he's available. Or the fridge himself as well involved. That's the best. I would take that deal, because that deal there allows us to reinvest that money into Amrabat, because we need to, obviously, unless we are definitely selling Van de Beek, which we'll be discussing later on the show. That's up for discussion. But that would also fund a new striker, a backup striker, or another striker to compete with Hojlund, where Rashford can stay in the left wing with Garnacho, and Sancho and Anthony can compete for that right position. What are we saying about this bid, man? This 60 million bid. Jesse Uptown, let me know. And you guys, let me start off with you, Jerome.
You know what? I think United should take the money and run. Literally, take it before West Ham come to their senses and change their mind, because £30 million for Maguire and McTominay, that's a great deal. Like McTominay, that's an immediate profit on McTominay, a big profit, £30 million. Someone that's been at United since he was a kid, and obviously he's more or less surplus to requirements, because he's not going to start unless there's major injuries. We're already trying to get more midfielders in, so it makes sense for McTominay to go to West Ham. And obviously Maguire, fifth choice. I don't know why he would want to stay at United as fifth choice behind the left back as well, unless he just wants to sit on the money. We've seen that Gareth Southgate said that he's not going to guarantee Maguire a starting spot for the Euros if he's not playing, because
So
he hardly played last season, and he's probably going to play a lot less this season, because we're trying to move forward. We're trying to move forward as a club now. So I think the deal makes sense for all parties. It makes sense for Man United, it makes sense for West Ham, and it makes sense for the players themselves. And obviously West Ham, we've only got that Rice money. That's a big chunk of it, and we need to take advantage of that and be able to reinvest in our squad and get upgrades for both. I think we should just do a like for like replacement, get a better defender in, better younger defender, and get a better midfielder than Scott. So it makes perfect sense. So I think it's just all about persuading the players to take the move, because I think Maguire reckons he's bigger than West Ham, and Scott, for whatever reason, he's very much affiliated with the club and doesn't want to leave United. But I think they've got to look at it long term and say, if I'm going to just sit at United on the bench, then you're going to get your wages, but you're impacting your career long term, because once your contract's up, who's going to want you at another club? So that's something that they've got to think about. So it's gonna be interesting. But if you're not first choice, if you're not even second choice, if you're not even third, for goodness sake, you need to just look at this. Look at this. Like, sit down with your families and just make an assessment of this bid and think: can West Ham pay me a decent enough wage? And if they can, and I'm guaranteed first team football, then it makes perfect sense, because you could, if you prove yourself at West Ham, then you're still young enough, maybe not for Maguire, but for McTominay, he's still young enough to get a bigger move long term. Say if he had, for example, say 2 good years at West Ham, then a bigger club might come in for him later down the line. So these are the things that they need to discuss with their family and just see what makes sense for them. But the bottom line is they both have to leave the club for the sake of their careers, because, as I said, they're not going to be starting and playing in small Carabao Cup games or FA Cup ties. If we're playing against League One or League Two opposition, it's not going to do nothing to enhance their careers. So it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out. But yeah, United, there's no need to even negotiate a higher bid. I think that's the best offers. United wanted 35, 40 million for Maguire, and West Ham initially bidded 20 million. They've more or less met United halfway. So we need to just take this and don't miss out on this deal, because we seem to be messing around with sales. And we haven't made any significant sales in our playing squad. So this is the time now. There's no excuses. Take the 60 mil and reinvest in the squad, because we've got players in waiting, literally sitting, waiting to move. Amrabat, he's actually waiting for United. So yeah, I think we're going to see some developments this week. I'm hoping anyway, fingers crossed.
I really am hoping so as well, man. I'm with you on that one, man, regarding the Maguire shit and the McTominay shit, man. Ems is smiling. He's probably got a lot to say regarding McShit and McShadow and that fridge. Ems, you have the mic, bro. You've got the spot. Your thoughts on this 60 million offer?
Bro, this is a stupid question to me, bro. I'm sorry.
Gotta answer it, bro.
But the fact of the matter is, right, if I'm Harry Maguire, thank God I'm not, right? Firstly, you were dropped, last season for a left back to play centre back for you. Yeah? Then, start of the season, you're stripped from the captaincy. Yeah? What more embarrassment do you need, fam? Like, just leave for your own sanity, bro. Like, it hasn't worked out for you. We haven't been successful under your leadership. Like, for your mental health and your sake, you need to be. Obviously, there's some things I don't agree that some of the Man United fans have done, like, you know, booing him and that. I think you should. I think when you make a mistake at the end of the game, you can voice or whatever. But during the game, don't do that. I don't agree with that. But for me, I feel like Gareth Southgate's capping, bro. Man's gonna. If Southgate said he ain't gonna play, he would have been gone a long time. Southgate capping. He chat rubbish. He just putting up a front. You know what I'm saying? But I just see on I just got a little notification just 2 minutes ago on Sky Sports News that West Ham have made a £30 million bid for Scott McTominay. Even though Sky Sports are slow these days, but
Slow sports news.
That's what we call them, bro.
But I think Scott McTominay, for him to improve as a player and continue his development personally, I think man needs to go to a team like West Ham so he can not be under that scrutiny. I don't think he can handle it. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, I think he will suit the way David Moyes wants to play compared to how Ten Hag wants us to play. Because McTominay don't have wing mirrors. You can't see a pass. Like, he's he's decent at destructing the ball. And I think, you know what? I think as much as I don't rate the guy, I do think he's got some attributes though. Like, he's good in both options and he's got an engine, but he's just not like a Man United quality player. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So for me, I think both of them, for the sake of their careers, they need to depart from Man United.
The last part we didn't hear from you because we can hear some laughter in the background.
Oh, what's the last bit?
No, the last bit you said we didn't really hear too tough because we can hear some.
I'm saying, for the sake of their careers, they need to leave the club. Both of them.
Definitely. You know what? Which I don't understand regarding Maguire is that, bro, how do you not understand that? Like, people don't want you at the club, right? Your own fans booed you on Sunday, even when you was in the States. The American fans booed you, bro. You got booed last season in Australia, bro. Like, you're booed worldwide. That is true. And people at work don't rate you, fam. You get me? Like, people don't respect the work as they said. Like, how do you not want to leave? Like, how can you work in a working environment where people want you to leave, Jerome? Like, I've had people in the work environment that don't even want to coming to work because they know that nobody likes them, and they just start calling in sick. How can you stomach being at the club like this for that long, knowing that you're not liked? Yeah, the manager doesn't want you. He could strip you of the captaincy in the preseason games as well. You was not made captain as well, so you're not even second, third, fourth, or fifth choice captain. You had Tom Heaton as captain. You know, Tom Heaton is a nobody as captain on Sunday, and you was playing,
and he was shit as well.
And he was, you know, the stress. He should be gone. He should be like, you know what, this West Ham thing, I'll take a pay cut. Let me get out of here. You know, no, I just don't get it, man. How can someone like that still want to be working in an environment with that is a bit toxic, you know? You get me? What are you man saying about that? I don't know. I can never work in this environment like this, especially Maguire.
Yeah, with the whole Maguire thing, I think everyone can see that he's not good enough to play for United, apart from him. I don't know if he's lacking any self-awareness or he's just basically, he just doesn't care what people think, and that's his mentality. He's had to prove people wrong, but I don't know. He's just not reading the room. He's been, like M said, he's good. He's stripped of the captaincy. He's been struggling in pre-season. He's made 2 high-profile errors already in pre-season. This is not even the regular season, and he's already looking like he's not up to speed. I know it's pre-season and everyone's still getting their fitness levels, but the fundamentals don't seem to be there, and he seems to be nervous. It seems like the pressure's getting to him. It's like he can see that he's not good enough for the club, but he's still just persevering and he's just still struggling. I actually feel sorry for him sometimes when I watch him play. Yep. It's only going to get even more messy if he sticks around, because that if he's struggling against Athletic Bilbao in pre-season, think about how it's going to be in the next few weeks. I think we've got Arsenal in early season running, and we've got Wolves. Obviously, we don't expect him to play, but if he has to come on to see out a game, we're just going to be sitting there, hiding behind the sofa, hoping to get to full time without conceding, because you just can't trust him. So someone's got to have a word with him and just say, Maguire, come on, 5th choice, England career. Do you
think that person needs to be someone close from home, like the missus, for example? You know, bed talk. You know, babes, I'm gonna be real with you. I think you should leave Manchester United. You know, I just can't be embarrassed at work all the time. Everyone talking about you. It's absolutely embarrassing. Stuff like this.
Yeah.
Or, you know, all my friends cuss me. You know?
Yeah, you know what I think it is? It's just his family is very supportive of him, isn't it? So they'll tell you that Maguire's the best defender in the world. So I don't know.
Manchester United defender, isn't it?
Yeah. So I don't know if they're gonna be the ones to tell him, but maybe one of his close friends.
Ems, you want to show your face? Ems, can we see your face, please? You looking mad? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Ems looking like he's lying down.
Yeah, I know, bro.
No, I'm just like, for me, do you know what it is?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not gonna get gassed until I see it. My man present with his shirt at West Ham, bro, or Besiktas or whatever. So I'm saying, because
David Moyes with a signature with a smile on his face.
Bro, but you know what though? Me and Van der Vaart said it from the get-go, bro. Me and Van der Vaart said it, bro. Van der Vaart was speaking my language, bro. If anyone don't remember, you go Rafa Van der Vaart, Harry Maguire on Sky Sports. He said, 80 million? A lot of money? I see him play against. I see him playing against the Netherlands forward. But I thought the worst player on the pitch.
I remember that.
And then you got Jay Man that said, no, he's a good player.
He's quick. He's quick.
Who's he lying to? Yeah, it's a bit of man.
Yeah,
I actually
big,
remember that. I remember that. People thought that he was bonkers.
big up to
They're like,
Jesse as well. Uptown, that's just through a question in. How do you man feel about Onana's shot stopping? Just quickly, Ems, and then I'll go forward to Jerome as well. How do you feel about Onana's shot
yeah, I
stopping
think.
since what you've seen?
I think, right, his shot stopping is not ever going to be as good as Mr. David De Gea.
Mm.
But, we have to stop doing that comparison. David De Gea has gone.
Mhm.
We have Onana. The game is going to be different, bro. But we have to understand his shot stuff won't be as good as David De Gea, but it'll still be at a decent level. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta look at man's strengths rather than man's weaknesses. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I feel like, bro, when you know what, yeah, I know we're talking about Onana, but when we go back to David De Gea's thing, bro, he's done a lot of dumb shit, you know. If you look,
The mistakes.
And
Yeah,
all the
like-
mistakes.
No, David De Gea's mistakes.
Yeah. Oh, don't even get me started on that.
but anyway, we're talking about Onana. Sorry,
Mhm.
Onana. But yeah, no, I think he's a decent shot stopper. I wouldn't say he's like one of the world's best, but I'd say like in the league, if we're talking about the league, he probably definitely top 8, top 10, which is not really bad. If we're going to compensate that, he's going to be good with the ball at his feet and start attacks and build up and all that. So I would take that personally.
Yeah, I think his shot stopping is it's at a good enough level for Man United. To put it that way.
Yeah,
We don't need the best shot stopper in the world. We need a well-rounded modern-day goalkeeper that's got other attributes to the game to add to our style of play and to contribute something. It's like that saying 1 + 1 equals 3. That's what we're getting with Onana. We're not just getting shot stopping. We're getting other things, other assets to the game. Because if his shot stopping is excellent, but he's shit at everything else, then it's just going to impact us negatively long term. So yeah, I think it's at a good enough level. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think his shot stopping stats was better than the Gears.
It was up there with the best goalkeepers. So I think he can.
Yeah, so that tells you all you need to know. If he's better than the Gears already at this stage in his career, it can only get better. He's only 27, and goalkeeper usually have a longer career. So yeah, I'm satisfied with his shot stopping capabilities, and I think he's going to be a good, solid signing for us. He might be our best signing so far, to be honest, because that's going to be the transition of our style of play.
Sorry to interrupt you, Jerome. Another thing we need to say, I think he looks like he's a leader. He's like, you're going to hear him chat shit. I mean, not chat shit, but, chat his shit.
Yeah, like, you need someone with a bit of character, making a bit of noise on the pitch.
He's gonna say how he's feeling. He's not gonna be quiet. So I think, everyone talks about his OTT with, I don't want to mention his name, but listen, if he felt like there's a mistake, man's got every right to address it. So, and he will do that to Martinez. A certain man, I'm not gonna mention, saying that he wouldn't do that to Martinez, but he will.
He will. He knows him. He knows him. He knows him. It's not like he's no one new. He knows him. He will.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, that's a good point, actually. So yeah, that goes back to my point about he's adding extra bits to the squad and not just shot stopping. Because obviously, don't get me wrong, De Gea was good and everything with the shot stopping, but he was quite timid. He wasn't vocal. He wasn't really communicating.
He didn't say it with chest, innit?
Yeah, literally, and he didn't actually ever come out of his box. It looked like De Gea had defenders just protecting him, if you get what I mean. It just looked like a bunch of United players trying to protect him. It was like he's the queen and you've got to protect him, sort of thing. It was kind of like that.
Blackjack,
literally. Yeah, but with Onana, he's got some presence. He's got a bit of, shithousery about him. He looks like someone that will just come and shove your head or something and just run back to his goal and just to put the opposition player off. You need something like that. You need some character. And he's someone that will just shout at you. If you're playing shit, he'll tell you and let you know. He'll tell you to focus and fix up.
And I have to say, not just that, man. It's the ball playing ability from the back that's seen us see things from a different aspect. It means that we can beat the press easily with a goalkeeper that can just find the pass, find a way of beating the press, which will make us even harder to play against as well. Especially when you're trying to press against us, you've got a goalkeeper that can just find the balls easily, and it looks so easy as well for him. It's like it's natural. It's like second nature to him. Just finding those passes, pinging it over the players as well, accurate passes as well, and his goal kicks as well. Oh, very good. So he can set us from defense straight to attack, straight to goals. So I like what I'm seeing. I'm not too worried about the shot stopping. No. At the end of the day, your job primarily as a goalkeeper is to stop the ball, and his shot stopping is decent enough. He's very acrobatic as well. Like most goalkeepers, especially the black African goalkeepers, they can jump up and jump high and all that kind of stuff. But the one thing that I don't like is that they make saves, for like Grammys and stuff like that. I mean, Oscar nominated saves, dramatic, excessive shit, instead of punching the ball away, you punch it for a corner, we concede, stuff like that annoys you. We could have avoided a throw on or a corner, we're just catching it, but you had to do something dramatic. We might see that with Onana, this season, but I hope not. Hope that gets taken away from him, eradicate, because he is an experienced goalkeeper. He's not a young goalkeeper. He's 27 years old, which he's been to Ajax, won some trophies, been to Inter for one season, impressed so badly. These are one of those goalkeepers that you end up standing up and giving a standing ovation and clapping for the things he's done. I saw that with Inter as well. When Inter, especially in the Italian league, where they praise defense, when they see a goalkeeper beating the press, skillful turning plays, finding the right passes, you should have saw the manager. He clapped everything that Onana did. That was superb. Not for a striker, that's scoring, or a winger that's doing some skills and making the fans go crazy, oohing and ahhing. We as fans might be oohing and ahhing Onana's passes and the way he breaks the press as well. So we will definitely enjoy watching Onana playing from the back. The goalkeeping side, the mistakes is going to happen, guys. I know it. I know
it's already happened already.
I feel like it's going to happen against Wolves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's definitely going to be mistakes. But as I said, as long as he's showing more positives than negatives, then it's gonna benefit us. Like one thing about when we had David De Gea, when he made the mistake, that was it. There wasn't anything else that he offered that made up for it, if you get what I mean. It was just shot stopping, but he made a mistake and that was it. Well, at least with Onana, he could help us with an assist. He could help us dictate the play and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, definitely. And like you said, the passing, when I was watching him, I know it was only pre-season against Lens, but it looked like, I just felt like we had a keeper that was a bit like Edison, just calmly just passing the ball out, spraying passes to and they were just getting to teammates. That's one thing that I want. Get it to the teammate, not just punt it upfield and just give it straight to the opposition. Then all of a sudden we're just defending it. I can't like, you know what? I hate watching sitting now.
You give me flashbacks, bro.
Yeah, I just hate watching our team just defending all the time because the keeper just kicks it to the opposition.
Certain mans like watching Manchester United like this, Certain mans, they love Manchester United under the cush, bro.
Yeah, I can't. We're getting older now.
Exactly, bro. We're in our 30s, bro.
Older, fam. Yeah,
we're trying to take it easy with our football.
Yeah, literally, man. Just want to just sit down and watch a team just have the ball and try and create chances, not just keep giving it to the opposition and then just hoping that they don't create the chances and hoping that we don't make a mistake. Because that's what happens. The more the opposition has the ball, then the more likely it is that we're going to fall asleep and slip up and make a mistake. So at least with Onana now, we've got a better chance of keeping the ball more and maintaining possession. So, yeah, man. Yeah, it's exciting times with that keeper signing.
Yeah, I just want to end it there right now before we move up to a final topic as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to Red United TV. Continue smashing that like button. We're trying to get at least 5 or 6 likes before we end the show as well. I think we're currently on 6 likes, so I like that. Another 4 more for those who are watching across all social media platforms. We're live on Facebook, Twitch as well, and also YouTube. I'm hoping one day Instagram gives me the access to stream on Instagram, which will probably bring a lot of people through. That day will soon come because my streaming app allows us to stream on Instagram, but just that Instagram hasn't opened up the the pathway for those who are in the UK to stream on Instagram through Restream. But yes, guys, as I was saying, last topic of the day. Yeah, Fred, Donny van der Beek. There are rumors that they could potentially be leaving as one of the two midfielders as well, including McTominay, as we've heard. Thoughts on Donny van der Beek and Fred leaving the club? Because I know it's time. I'll be honest with you, Van der Beek, I don't see him having a career at Manchester United. You know, even the pre-seasons, I know he scored a goal I think the second game of preseason or the first game of preseason, but I just don't see it happening. You know, it's just time to just move him on. Fred, on the other hand, you know, I think Fred is like Marmite. You know, some people like him, some people don't like him. You know, he brings things to the game. But what's your thoughts on this Donny van der Beek, Fred? Where do you think they're gonna go? How much do you think Manchester United should get rid of him? What should they accept? I'm gonna give that to you, Ems. You can go ahead, and then Jerome.
With Fred, bro, I should just take what you can, 5.5, 10.5 billion.
What did you say? Billion? I thought I heard billion.
What, the Qataris, yeah?
Oh, whoa.
That's Qatari money there.
Yeah. That's not the club they're selling. They're selling Van der Beek and Fred, bro.
Yeah. So if we get 10.5 for Fred or whatever, Van der Beek, maybe if we get 20 million, 25 mil. Yeah, you know. But it's quite sad what's happened to Donny. I feel sorry for him. I think he had, don't want to mention the person's name, a man that had this man, didn't have to use him. So it kind of just had a knock-on effect. Because you gotta sit there and think, hold on. Man come from Ajax, semi-final Champions League, 40 million. And man still playing Matt Fred middle of the park, you know. That's out of order. This time he was meant to go Madrid, bro. Football's a funny game. I'll be pissed.
The guy even scored on his debut, you know, for Manchester United, and we still lost that game, I think.
And he still hardly played, and he hardly played after that.
Yeah.
I think I truly think sometimes in life it's just unlucky. You know what I mean? Because it's not worked out. United, he's a bad footballer. It's just what's happened. It's just he didn't have a certain coach to believe and trust in him, which I'm not going to mention his name. And he just couldn't get going under the coach he used to play for. So it's kind of sad. I thought maybe Taylor could reignite his career, but it just hasn't happened. But he's still young enough. He's 25 years old or something like that. So hopefully, you know, he can resurrect his career somewhere else, Spain, Germany, even back to Ajax, and you know, get the games ticking. You know what I'm saying?
We got Jesse Upton that says if we sign under the Ten Hag amount, would have never been bought as well. And of course, it's Jesse also says, yeah, we lost to Palace 2-1. Yeah, the opening game, man. What about you, Jerome? And your thoughts on this Donny and Fred, DVD and Fred?
DVD. I think you guys already know that I rate Donny van der Beek highly, and I just think that he was brought to the club at the wrong time. He's not a player that Oli was able to. Obviously, I don't want to talk about the Oli too much, but he wasn't a manager that was able to develop a philosophy to actually develop players. And I think Donny van der Beek was that kind of player. You saw the style of play that Ajax had, and to come in to a United team that had no structure or no style of play, he was almost like he was just out of place, and it was going to be so difficult for him to adapt. And it just kind of all went downhill from there. So he just lost his confidence and lost his way. And because of that, even though a manager in ETS that knows Donny well, I think it was just too little too late for him to just come in and expect to transform Donny. I think it's going to need more time, and time's not on our side because of the way the Premier League's going and how strong the oppositions are. So if we were in City's position, then maybe we could just keep Donny and just keep trying to develop him, but we ain't got time for all of that now. We need to get players to come in and start performing in our midfield. So I agree with Jesse. I think it's going to be sad to see Donny go, but I think now's the time to cash in and just get a replacement that's going to come in and provide an immediate impact, because there are options out there that can do that. And I just don't think Donny is at that stage to just come straight into the first team when the actual rule season starts and make an impact. So I would sell him. I think we could probably get about 15 mil for him, 15, 20 mil if we're lucky. I don't think he'll go to somewhere like Saudi. I think it'll be somewhere in Europe. I heard Real Sociedad were interested. Maybe Ajax could take him back. as you guys said earlier. But there'll be clubs interested. And I think that's why the manager started playing him a lot in pre-season. It's like a shop window just to see that Donny can actually offer a decent club something in their team. So, yeah, it's time for Donny to leave, unfortunately. Because, yeah, that's just how it is sometimes. But everything works out sometimes. And with, who was the other person? Fred. Yeah, Fred, he's only got a year left on his deal. So instead of losing him for free next season, just get whatever we can from him. And I think he's 30 now. And he's not getting any younger. And he's always been inconsistent for us. One day, he'll put 8 out of 10. And the next day, he'll put a 2 out of 10. And you think that, is this guy Brazilian? So, yeah, we haven't got time for all of that next season. Next season is going to be so competitive. When you look at all the money that teams are spending around us. So we haven't got time for all of that nonsense. 2 out of 10s and 8 out of 10s 1 week. So cashing on him, 5 million should be able to do it. I know United are going to try and get 10 or 15.
No, we have to get a decent fee for Fred.
Yeah, I think 10 million should be fair enough for Fred. It's just for the fact that we've taken so long to sell players. If it was in June, I'd say get 15, 20 mil. What time's running? The season starts in 4 days, so Friday. Obviously, for us, it's next Monday. So we need to start selling players and getting bodies in. So 10 mil, take the money and keep it moving, basically.
Yeah, guys, big up to everyone that's tuning in right now. But Jesse Up Down have said, where do you think we will finish this season? Which I'm about to just wrap it up. We've got last 5 minutes, guys. Let me know. I want to know your thoughts as preseason is done. The season starts next week for us on Monday. For those, usually we have the catch up on a Monday, so that will be moved on a Tuesday to discuss the Monday's game. So the catch up will be on Tuesday. I think probably 9 p.m. I reckon I might do it a bit later. For those who are watching from afar as well. For those who are watching in the States as well, it'll probably be good for you guys because it will be like morning or midday for you guys. But yes, as I was saying, what's your thoughts on Manchester United season? What's your expectations in terms of trophies? Just want to have a quick round before we end the show. Jerome, as you're still got the limelight, what's your thoughts for this season and your expectations?
Well, I'm quietly optimistic for this season, providing that we get at least another midfielder in and maybe a backup striker if Hojlund's going to be out for a few weeks, and obviously we can't really rely on Martial. If we get a backup striker in and another midfielder, I think we should be doing all right this season, provided that the team gels more and we have a better style of play and we create more chances and score more goals, because that was our problem last season, scoring goals. If we can do that, I think we can grab another trophy, get another League Cup or get an FA Cup. And I'd say we should be looking at least a 3rd place finish this season. I still think that we're probably a bit behind Arsenal, and obviously definitely behind City. So 3rd place for me is realistic, but I want us to be closer to the top. So 3rd place, but closer to the top will be good progress and hopefully another trophy.
And Ems, what about you? Your thoughts for this season? What's your expectations?
I think we should finish in second and closer and close to the top and winning. I think, would I take finishing second and being 5 points from whoever's top, or would I take finishing 3rd and being 10 points from the top but winning a trophy? I don't know, but I think we should finish second and be 5 points away and win a trophy if possible, whether it's a Carabao Cup or FA Cup. But we should finish top 2, like 5 points, 7 points behind. Do you know what I mean? But then I don't know. But then the season after, I know we're talking about this season, but the season after, I think we should be really competing to try and win the title, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Right.
Definitely. That's the 3rd season.
Yeah.
That's stage 3 of Eric Ten Hag's process, not the stage 4 or 5 of Arsenal's process. That's man just been there for 5, 6, 7 years and they're still like on stage 4, stage whatever it is. But yeah, our manager is probably close to the final part of these stages, because he's done 1 year of work, and we can see that we finished third. Depending on the transfer windows, again, my expectations based on whether we can get another midfielder in to to basically back up Casemiro, because when we lose him, we're all over the place. If we're definitely going to be selling McTominay and Fred, we definitely need that Amrabat. If he comes in and we get another striker, then I'm really optimistic. I'm expecting top four, hopefully finish second or challenge if we can challenge, but not them type of challenge where you think we're going to go neck and neck. It's like challenge to a certain amount and then fall off from February and March. You know what I mean, guys? You know, start losing the battle. But we're there. We at least get the first position at some stage of the season, but it won't be that long. It'll only be like for 1 day or 2 days, and the normal nature resumes with Man City being on top of the table. But at least we can do that, and then at least we can get a trophy this season and go into the second round of the Champions League as far as we can. Maybe quarterfinals. I'm happy with that. Second round, last 16. I'm okay with that as well, and win a trophy, maybe the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup or something. You know, then I'm okay with the season. So for me, top four, a trophy. That's it again, man. And probably a striker that scores more than 15 goals. That's what I call a good season for me, you know. And Mark Rashford doing what he has to do. You get me? Jesse up down. He says not a severe this year. Love man. I said, no, we don't want that situation, man.
But there won't be no Maguire or De Gea for all of that nonsense.
Yeah, we don't have them, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, man. Manchester United do well, challenge as well, beat Arsenal as well, beat Man City. You know what? I hope we beat Arsenal home and away this season, because I really want to troll on those Arsenal fans for the whole season, you know, because they really piss me off, guys. You know, they really piss me off. They finished in the top four for the first time in God knows how long, 8 seasons. Yeah, all of a sudden they think they can win the Champions League. They're talking all the big chests, having a chest up, like, bro, you just started walking again. You know, we've been jogging. You know, we've been jogging. Man City been running. You've just started walking. Start jogging before you can start running with the big boys. But yes, guys, it's been a pleasure. Smash that like button, of course, guys. For those who are watching, subscribe to Red United TV on, of course, YouTube as well. Become a member as well. Different perks, different varieties, different access as well. And of course, follow Red United TV on Instagram. We are rolling to 16,000 followers. And for those who want to follow me personally, Ivorian_Spice for Twitter and also Instagram. And follow Red United TV on Twitch. We are back. I'll be back with a short video this week and possibly going live on Thursday. But we are back again for the watch along Monday. Manchester United versus Wolverhampton, the big bad Wolves. I think it's an 8 p.m. kickoff. Make sure you tune in for that, for the watch along, and of course the match reaction that follows up after it. And then on Tuesday, 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. check the calendar, guys. We'll be having a catch up, reviewing the match as well. But guys, big up to everyone that's tuning in as well. Big up to Jesse that tune in, and big up to the rest of the guys that tune in on Facebook, Twitch as well, and the Facebook page. We'll see you next week. It's been a pleasure as well. And again, as always, as I like to sign off things, remember to keep it united and remember to keep it Red United. We are out. Peace and love from all of us, Ems and Jerome. Peace.